What are we doing for dinner? It's dinner time. We gotta cook dinner. Anyway.
I got like Italian sausage to like butterfly and do on the Blackstone. I'm gonna pick up some onion and peppers.
Sexy. All right, folks.
Sexy. Dinner's not sexy. Dinner's good.
We're going from talking about
to eating. Welcome
Anyway.
to our life.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry.
Trying not to knock everything down. Today we're taking a pretty deep dive into
poo.
It's
Again.
It's going to be a crappy video because we're going to talk about all these chemicals.
Shiny.
Yeah, it's going to be shiny. But we're going to dive into these holding tank chemicals and which ones we found to work and which ones we like and which ones we don't. You know, a lot of this is by preference, but there's a lot of different options when you go to
decisions.
Yeah, to do these, and realistically, we've narrowed it down. I mean, this can go a lot further. There's so many of these tank treatments and chemicals and things out there. So, but what we're gonna discuss are the ones that us and a lot of the people that we know that camp have worked the most efficient in what they use. And most of the people, we've been doing this for a very long time. That's what works for us and for what works for most people. I'm not old, but you're old.
Just do your video, let me do mine.
All right. So when you're talking about chemicals, do you actually need them? The quick answer and the simple answer is no. The most important thing that you need in your black tank, for example, is water. Yeah, because water is your best friend. It's going to work better than all of these chemicals. So, yeah, and we've really narrowed this down. And one of the reasons is your black tank really isn't that complicated, but it seems to be that it gets made out to be a lot more complicated than what it actually is.
Not so much complicated, I think it's intimidating.
Intimidating, yeah, because we'll do in another video. There's a lot of people that we know that don't use their black tank. They actually use their entire bathroom for storage. So, which that becomes a, you know, but it's just all about preferences. Yeah. But, and the reason is
not my cup of tea. I want my toilet.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's why we have it. But that's one of the reasons that, and this is one of those reasons as to why a lot of people, they're intimidated by it or don't want to deal with it. Your black tank doesn't work like a typical septic system or your residential system. When you're at home, and it's called your tanks are called holding tanks, and that's exactly what they do. They hold everything until you open the valve and release them. However, they still need water to make all that happen. Your toilet at home typically has a 5-gallon tank of water at home, okay, whether it's on a septic system or it's on a public sewage. When the lever is hit, that water is, and that amount of water is used to flush it down the toilet. So, and it's just all movement. There's no pumps, there's none of that stuff. It's just all gravity.
Yeah. Newton's law?
Yeah, basically, or whatever, I don't know. But anyway.
Whoever the scientist was.
So your black tank works effectively the same way. The more water you have, the more volume, the more it pushes it out your valve and into your septic system, or into the campground, whatever it is. Some campgrounds are hooked up to septic, most of them that are out in areas, and some of them that are in resorts and densely populated areas are in, are hooked up to public sewer systems. So basically, bottom line is what we're saying here is, and it's just a fact, water is your best friend. A lot of people don't like using a lot of water because guess what? You got to drain your tanks more.
Well, yeah.
And, you know,
I mean, I can get it if like you're boondocking or at a state park and you don't have full hookups.
No,
I,
but that's where
I get it, but like we have the rule, depending on where we are and how much hookup we have, if we are literally using our holding tanks, we don't do number two here. We'll go to the bathhouse and do number two.
Yeah.
To try to save on some of that stuff.
Depending
so
on where we're
there's
camping.
workarounds.
Yep. And the other thing is a tote. You know, well.
I mean, yeah, you can use it, but I would much rather just walk up to the bathhouse and.
Yeah, but I mean, we've
instead of
used our
having-
totes. When
Yeah.
you're at a lot of
Well,
the state
I
parks
don't.
and things that don't have full hookups, you know, and full hookups is electric, water, and sewage. A lot of your state parks and a lot of places you go, they may have water and electric, but they don't have sewer. So you got to hit the dump station. So, which works for us. We can go a whole weekend, even using our entire facilities, and then we dump usually on Sundays in the long line because everybody's checking out on Sundays. So, but the other thing that you want to do is, if you are doing number two, which is this is all about, fill your toilet after you go. Fill your toilet up to close to the rim, about 2 inches from the rim, twice. Because basically, your toilet at home, you know, some of the toilets use, in the old days they used 5 gallons. Now they've gotten down to 2.5 gallons to flush. Engineering and stuff has changed. I've seen some for 1.5 gallons. But anyway, it uses that volume of water to move your poo down the road. So, literally into the road.
Move it on down.
Yeah. So you really need that volume of water when you go number two. So when you fill up your bowl of water after you go, you fill it up and you with water and you hit your flush, and so that's about 1 gallon of water. Okay, and then you do it again. I like to do it 3 times just to get that extra water. And yeah, it is going to cost you to have to drain your tanks more often. So that basically water moves it out. Okay, you don't really need chemicals to flush your black tank. Your poo is going to break down naturally in water anyway. However, there is a thing called smell.
Some are worse than
No,
others.
I don't think so.
Mine are roses, always.
Absolutely not. Those are
Always.
decomposed roses. But for the most part, they, you know, you know, so if you just want to use water, it will work. However,
It'll knock your ass out when you open up the flush, though.
yeah,
Just
and the
saying.
rest of the campground. But so that's where these chemicals come into play. Okay, and we've used a bunch of them. Yeah, this is a very small sample, but
I wouldn't let them keep them all because I got tired of the empty bottles.
yeah. So well, you know, this was over accumulation of over the years. Some of them are empty, but you know, we're kind of narrowing it down. So where these chemicals are going to come in is to mask and get rid of some of the smell, because you know, poo stinks. So there's a lot of different types of chemicals. One of the ones that you really want to avoid is anything that's formaldehyde based. Okay, so a lot of the ones that are formaldehyde based are the ones that you're going to find in Walmart. What are those Wallex Porta Packs or whatever? You've got those. You know, they advertise that they use formaldehyde. You know, and formaldehyde is very dangerous. The fumes can cause a lot of problems, and you really don't want to, you're out camping, you really don't want your children and your family breathing those fumes. They're pretty toxic. Now, it does work. I mean, they mask it. It smells
Isn't
like
that blue stuff too?
Yeah.
The blue liquid?
Yeah, then it smells just like a porta-john. That's what they use in the porta-johns. So, and they're pretty nasty. But for the most part, that's...
Lauren doesn't do porta johns.
Yeah, but or you can go to the Ocala Forest down there. Use that outhouse.
Nope. I'll pee and poop in a cup before I go do that.
But,
Just saying.
poo in a cup? Ooh. Ooh.
Better than putting your rear end over that opening.
But anyway,
Nope.
that's a story for another day. But But the bottom line is you know, and for the first time we've ran across, and I really never noticed it before, but we like to read the rules, which you're supposed to do, the different campgrounds that you go to, and I do, yeah. So what we've been finding lately is a lot of your campgrounds are putting it in their rules that no formaldehyde-based products.
But honestly, how are they gonna know?
They're not. But most of those campgrounds are on septic systems, and you know, it's not a good idea. The other thing is if you're camping, you're in state parks, you're in these natural preserves, these places that are preserved. I mean, they're preserved for the wilderness and stuff like that.
Is that what a
That's what that
natural
means.
preserve?
That is
Oh my
exactly
God.
what that means.
Thank you for clarifying that for
Hey,
me.
my hat matches your shirt. Look at there, Buc-ee's. Woohoo!
Wonder how that happened.
I don't know. Anyway, we're not advertising Buc-ee's, but
No, he asked me to go get him a hat before the video, so I purposely got the Buc-ee's hat because I got the Buc-ee's shirt on.
oh, so you set that up.
Yeah.
But you know, you really
I set
don't
you
want to take chemicals, especially when you're in like Florida, because that water goes into drinking water and stuff like that through the aquifer and stuff.
Don't drink the tap water in Florida, FYI.
Don't drink anybody's tap water. So, but none of it's any good. But anyway, well, I guess some places
Marissa
are.
would drink it in Georgia. When she was in Georgia, she drank water out of the tap.
Yeah, I guess it was okay. So different chemicals. Formaldehyde is one of the biggest ones. It's also one of the cheapest ones. We're seeing a conversion of companies getting away from formaldehyde, but there's also 3 different types. You can get these pods, you can get liquids.
Sorry.
Yep, we'll wait for that to go by. And you can get powders, okay? Our personal experience, the very few times that we've had problems with clogs came from not this particular brand, but they were the Wallex Porta Packs, okay? And they were the little pods that you drop in. What we found was is that they're supposed to dissolve in water. They didn't. We had like 5 of them that were
I
partially.
think they start to, but like the gel stuff that's supposed to dissolve doesn't dissolve. So then you've got like this slimy cookie.
And it was just and some of the packs were not dissolved at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were full. There was 3 or 4 packs that were completely intact, and this was over a long period of camping. You know, because we were weekend warriors back then. We're full time now, and we would drop one of these packs in there on the weekend, and we thought we were good. I can tell you this: Dawn dish soap, water, and Happy Camper worked great for us for many years.
Or yeah, what would you do? The Dawn dish soap and you
And
put
some
some
fabric
fabric
softener
softener.
in
I
there.
just pick up the cheap dollar, the cheapest fabric softener that there was.
Yep, we put that in there, and I'd put a scoop or 2 of Happy Camper, and that worked great. So, so there's those 3 different ones. Now, I'm going to kind of narrow it down to what we feel works for
Sorry
us.
if I look funny, like the sun's coming straight in and hitting me in the eyes. Funnier than normal. Let me beat him to the punch.
That's our experience with, and of course there were the cheap ones. Back then we didn't know any better. We bought them at Walmart.
Well, and we did the packs too because we didn't necessarily want the extra liquid like the blue stuff. We didn't want a tub of liquid just kind of sitting around waiting to, and especially that blue stuff. If it falls over, whatever it falls on, it's blue. You can't get it out.
And we used to use that back with the pop-up because we had one of those cassette potties in there that we used it in. But formaldehyde does, going back to that, it does cause skin irritations, eye irritations, nose irritations. It's just bad stuff.
Well, isn't that what they embalm people with?
Yeah,
isn't that what they put in dead people?
Yeah. So, and but anyway, we kind of, so which chemicals work the best? Okay, they all claim to, and this is what our personal, and we have 4. We have one that's not here, which is Happy Camper. Okay, so these claim to
This isn't. This is just to clean them, but it's the same concept.
It's the same concept. It's all natural. It does have. It's supposed to digest and clean your sensors and all that stuff. And this one does dissolve, though. I'll give it that. Didn't clean the sensors. Didn't do all of what it said it did, but it's supposed to clean your tank. Okay. So that one, in our opinion, if you've had good luck with it, it didn't work for us. And we still have another full bag. So, yeah. So,
because when Lauren buys it, she bought one for the black tank
and
one
I
for the
keep
gray
them
tank.
just in case.
I know.
Okay. This actually, the Stepford Bio Clean stuff. We had a couple of bottles of this. It didn't work too bad. And let me get another disclaimer out. All of these chemicals claim to break down toilet paper. Okay. That's false. Okay, and you see all these people doing these tests, these YouTube tests, and they're taking toilet paper and they're soaking it in all these things, and then they're agitating. Okay, what are all these campers doing here right now? They're sitting. Okay, there's no agitation. It's not going to happen. It's only going to get agitated when you're going down the road. Typically, after you're going down the road, you've already hit the dump station. Everything's gone. Okay, in our experience, I haven't found one of these things that breaks down toilet paper. So none of them break down toilet paper.
I have a question. You guys need to let me know what kind of toilet paper you use.
Yeah, you can put that in the comments below. However, we have found, now granted, if it sits there long enough, that's fine. But how long do you got to let it sit before it dissolves? Typically, you're going to drain your black tank before that happens, and it percolates enough to break it down. Now, when it comes to toilet paper, we use Scott's rapid dissolving toilet paper. Okay.
Or I have found too, Walmart has their own version of that in the camping section that's a little bit cheaper, and we've been using. I started to buy that as well.
Yeah, and it's the good that we buy the 2-ply because
I don't want sandpaper. Sorry.
Single-ply paper doesn't work,
Put your
and
finger right
you're
through
going to
that.
end up using so much of it anyway. You might as well buy the 2-ply. But we use rapid dissolving because, and there's a reason for that is most of these campgrounds are on septics, and you kind of want them to break down in that septic tank. Especially a lot of the places that we go are state parks and stuff like that, or like the campground we're at currently is on a septic system. So when it comes to that, let's just get that one out there. We have never ever found anything that breaks down toilet paper. The Scott's Rapid Dissolving and the Walmart brand break down by themselves, but I can tell you, we've done it. You can do your own test if you like. Put them in put it in a thing of water. Do not agitate it because they don't get agitated, and let it set. And you can also add these chemicals and see what works the best. Okay, I really didn't.
I think the only one that would dissolve the most would be that single ply, right? Because there's not so much, but we
yeah,
don't use
yeah,
it. So.
but you'd have to put a wad of that because you need a wad of it to wipe your.
Wipe your what?
Your whatever you're wiping.
Your buttocks?
Yeah, you're supposed to keep this family, I think. But anyway, so that would, those really didn't work to do any of that. What you're really looking to break down is your number 2, your poop, and which ones work the best at that, and one of the things is, especially if you're a weekend warrior, your tank isn't really setting that long to do anything. So yeah, will water dissolve it? Yeah, it will. Okay, but that's going to take a while. Okay, these chemicals will help break that down a little. What products do we use? Well, we've used this stuff, and I will say for this stuff, it claims to do an odor eliminator. It did okay. It does have the pods. The pods on this one do break down, though. I will give it that. But is all the other stuff that it says it's supposed to clean your sensors and all that? No, I'm going to tell you that doesn't work. The best thing to clean your sensors that we found is our little $10 wand, and I'll put a link below for that thing. But you get in there
that's been a lifesaver.
That's been a lifesaver on multiple occasions.
You just have to use caution. I'm the one who has to use it on the inside.
while I'm
So-
on the outside making sure everything's okay. But we do that
because you
once a
definitely
month.
don't want that water spraying
Yeah.
back up at you because
Yep. And back when we were weekend warriors, we're full time now, but you know, we're talking about toilet paper breaking down. You know, you're usually heading out on a Thursday or Friday. You're coming back on.
and it depends which child we have with us too.
Well, yeah, but you're coming back on a Sunday. That toilet paper's not going to have time to break
No.
down, and you know, no matter what you're doing. So, which products do we like the most, and what's worked for us? We used Happy Camper for many years. Okay, and like we said, there's 3 different types. You can get the liquids, you can get the powders, or you can get the little pouches. I don't like the little pouch pod things at all, just because of our past experience, and it
If you're in a
doesn't.
pinch, like we do have them for backup.
Yeah, just in case.
Just
But the
in
other thing
case.
is they're never going to mix properly,
But
in my opinion, because that pod's going to, and then that stuff
Yeah.
is just going to sit in the goo. It doesn't get to mix properly.
who and goo? Who would have
Yeah.
thought?
Yeah. So, and you know, and that's one of the things that if you put a scope down in there, they kind of don't mix, and you want these things to mix up.
Looking down the black thing.
So, but Happy Camper we liked and we used for it did work.
Mhm.
The only problem that we have with Happy Camper
it
is
doesn't do the odor.
it really didn't work on the odor, and it's a powder. So we would have to pre-mix it in a jug of water, and then you pour it in, and you know, and it was a powder. I'm not a big fan of powders, and it didn't dissolve. It was hard to mix, you know, for
It's
us.
hard to get it to dissolve.
Yeah, to
in
get
the
it all
jug.
to dissolve the way it does, but it did work.
Mhm.
It worked just as good as anything else. Didn't do as good a job on the odor as the other 2 products that we're going to talk about. The second product that we use, that we like a lot, and I would still use it, is Unique. Okay, Unique's a very good product. Did pretty good on the odor. Okay, and we used it for quite some time. Okay,
You would alternate between, I think, Happy Camper and the,
and this stuff,
And the
depending on
Unique.
what was available.
or what was on sale.
But the Unique does work better on, and it did work better on the odor. And it did exactly what it said. Of course, they all claim to maintain sensors and all that. That didn't happen. So
I don't think anything does unless you
nothing
get that
does,
wand
because
in there.
again, it goes back to what we said. Toilet paper, these things don't work on toilet paper, and what messes up your sensors is a piece of toilet paper that gets
Paper
stuck
gets
on that
stuck on
probe
there.
that's going inside. The other thing that we like a lot.
I like this one as far as smell stuff. That
This
one
is
smells.
this is this is
this
what-
one smells pretty good too, but this one.
Yeah, this is by far our favorite. Okay, one, because it's made with orange citrus. You also, one of the things I need to get out there too is be careful what you put down. A lot of these chemicals that you put down your toilet, you never want to use bleach or anything that's going to hurt. You've got rubber seals in there, and rubber will break down and corrode or just get brittle when it's so you kind of got to be careful with that. But this stuff, the liquefied, we have found to be the best. One of the things that I really like about this is the bottle. It's kind of like your
It reminds me of the old school, like when I was a kid, the Act mouthwash.
Yeah,
How you would
it had that.
squeeze the bottle and it has the little measure there, and like when you're done, if there's too much, you go blah, 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 and like it goes
Yeah.
back down in there.
and liquefied is 100% biodegradable, so it's safe wherever you're at. And as orange scented, it smells great.
It smells pretty good.
Yeah, and it does work. It works. I mean, it does as advertised. I don't think it says anything. It says breaks down waste. It doesn't talk about the toilet paper. So you know, so it does exactly what it says. Now, if we're going camping at a state park or something like that, this is what we use because it is 100% biodegradable, and those are state parks or any of your protected areas that you're camping at, this stuff does work really nice. So, and it's biodegradable, so it's safe. So this one's obviously empty, but we've got to order some more. But we do use this when we're out camping, and so yeah, we'll put the link below for this one. But we do use this one. We still use it. It does work good. That one we got when we got with the camper. Our preferred one and our number one, I would say our number 2 is liquefied, and it's kind of a close reference to this one because we use these 2 products. Okay, and we just prefer liquefied over unique mainly because
The smell.
and that you can fill this up. It's easy to mix. I fill this up. You squeeze it just like your
No.
not your mouthwash, your 2-stroke engines. You fill the oil in here, and you know, it works the same way. It's basically it's the same bottles, but anyway, you put that in your 2-stroke to mix with your gas. This works the same way. You fill this up, you pour it in your tank, boom, voila, you're done. You add about 3 to 5 gallons of water, and you're good to go. This, which we'll show
We
you.
need to have smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. This smells the best. Okay, and this is
We need to have smell-o-vision.
this is our favorite that we
And
use.
what's it made with?
Huh?
What's it made with?
Pine sol.
Pine what?
Pine sol. Pine soil.
No, pine sol.
Okay, so this, and we didn't invent this. We didn't invent this at all. This has been on the internet for a long time. Clean RV tank cleaners. I'll put they have some videos out too. They have a recipe for this, but basically it's 40 ounces of pine sol and a cup of the Calgon bath beads, and you fill the rest up with water.
And Bob got the shimmery bath beads.
Yeah, so for about $12, you can make a batch of this, and you can make a whole gallon of this, and that's what we do. This is just a water bottle, but it's spill proof. And we put this up. You just shake it up. You pour it into 1 cup, and you can put that down your gray and your black tanks. And this has worked the best for us. Liquefied works well too. The nice thing I like about this, because it has the bath beads in here, it kind of works the way that we had with when I was putting the soft water, not the water softener, the laundry softener stuff. Fabric softener. It keeps your it helps to keep your valves lubricated. So you know, because it's slippery, it opens up and you know, it works really well to help keep them, because on some of these we use them and our valves can get really stiff.
Especially our old.
Yeah.
Like the handle broke on the one that came with the camper, so he had to replace it.
Yeah.
And since he's done that, it seems to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, we had these plastic poles, and I replaced them with the metal ones, and it's worked a lot better. But this for $12, you get a whole gallon of this. We won't use this though if we're camping. Like if we're in a resort, we'll use this. But if we're camping somewhere that, you know, is in a protected area, we're not really going to use that. One of the things too that a lot of people will say is, oh well, pine is made with pine oil, and pine oil is bad for rubber. Pine Sol stopped using pine oil years ago when they were bought by Clorox, I believe. They started on their original version putting a little bit of pine oil back in. However,
I think it's so minute.
It's
it doesn't.
very minuscule. It's hardly any. And that's because they were called out on it. Now, there are other ones. You can buy the lavender pine sol and all these other ones. They have absolutely no pine oil in them at all. But it's so minute, it's not going to make any type of a difference in there. But I do like this a little bit, well, a lot better than all the other ones. And you can make this yourself. We'll put a link. We've got it on our blog as well, that you can make this for yourself, and it works. You know, if you want to use one of the traditional ones. So what we use is we use our homemade version and the liquefied. And you know, if we're in a pinch or something like that, you know, unique's always a good option as well. So I guess we're doing some work over here, but anyway,
Work over there, dogs barking back over there.
Yeah.
Welcome to life at the campground.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, we like this. How do you feel about this?
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, all I really do is just pour it down the toilet, but it
And
smells.
then you
These
just
two,
gotta-
as far as smell wise, are the best.
Yeah.
Best
As far
smelling.
as
And I think this one works a lot better on the odor from the black tank
yes.
than this. This does a good job, but this one I think White does a better job of.
Yes, this has done a really great job because before, when we were draining our black tank, you would get that odor that would pop up through.
Well, even when
vent.
you like flush the toilet, right? Sometimes that stuff comes, you know,
You
methane,
smell it.
whatever, it comes
Yeah.
back up. But this one seems to eliminate.
Yeah, yeah, and even I noticed, like, on our vents, if the wind was blowing on our vent stack, you know, that's what it's made for. You would smell it.
Smell it down the way.
Yeah, and this is pretty much taking that, because you really don't. Even when you open the toilet up, you really don't smell it. So
Or even draining it too. Like,
yeah, draining it.
sometimes when you pull that plug, you get that whiff. But
yeah, it's done a really good job. It's also done a real good job of keeping the Calgon keeps your entire tank coated, basically,
Slick.
and slick, so everything really flows. You
just slide right on out.
strip sliding away. It's gross.
I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
We have a warped sense of humor. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Hope you find it humorous.
But anyway, we hope this provides some information, because you can get black tank overload, man, on these damn chemicals, and you got so many people out
I
here.
thought we were a family channel. Huh. Interesting.
Damn's not a bad word.
Okay.
But anyway, and a lot of times, a lot of people are pushing stuff. We're not sponsored by any of these. These are our own personal opinions. You got a lot of people that are sponsored by these things, and so they're
They're
pushing certain programs. Now, we do have links to these. We are part of Amazon's affiliate program. They give us a small commission if you click the link. It doesn't cost you anything extra at all, but it helps support our channel a little bit. Pays for some of the stuff that we have to use to make these damn videos. These great videos.
You want to get mad at me?
but anyway, and we've actually seen
Whatever we talk to you guys about, we've actually used it.
Yeah, if we're telling you about a product, we're telling you because, one, we paid for it out of our own pocket, and we use it. If you see us out at a campground, and like a lot of the people here, they'll tell you we're using those products. It's what we use for our camper, and what we've found to work the best. That's for us. You may get it and hate us for it, but for the most part, and I can tell you, a lot of people use LIQUIFIED that we know. They've been happy with it. We have a lot of people that we know that use Unique as well, and we know a lot of people that use this method. And some people that don't use anything at all. They just use water. The biggest problem with just using water for us is the odor. So
yeah,
because I don't know how
and there's even some people, a handful of people that we've talked to, that they keep their black tank open.
You can't do that, though, because that's what happened to
Yeah, I know.
the
But
guy
like
over here.
when we were at Cloverleaf, the
Yeah,
lady
there's-
across from us, she used regular toilet paper.
Yeah, she did. Well, but this is the difference, though. She did not. You got this too. Some people don't put their toilet paper down their black tank. They put it in a little trash bag. Yeah.
Mm.
I can't do that one. But some people do. They don't. The poo is the poo. But she
Well,
left
that's
hers.
true. She didn't put the toilet down there.
Yeah, she put it in the trash can. But the thing is if you leave your black tank open, you're going to get a clog. It takes that water to move that out. It's going to get dried up, and it's just like when a dog goes crap out here somewhere. You see it after a while, it gets all dried and crusty. That's happening inside your tank. You're going to have.
What a visual. What a mental image.
Oh, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's going to get dried and crusty in there, and you're going to have a clog.
I haven't thought about
We
that.
had somebody that was right over here last year when we were
We
camping.
talked about it in some of the other videos.
Yeah, and they left their
I
black tank
literally
open.
got to watch a show because I was on the roof.
Yeah, and I mean, that was
Literally.
a nightmare of them trying to get that unclogged. And I mean, buckets of crap water they were pulling out of there.
Yep.
The way they're having to drain it.
Yep.
It was awful.
Comical from my viewpoint.
Huh?
I said it was comical from my viewpoint.
Oh yeah, you had the shot. I was sitting over here hoping, and we were worried that
all
that was going to spill over on us because we were down a slant from them. But he had a group of people over there helping them. I don't help anybody with anything when it comes to that. Taking a hard pass.
I'll tell you what to do. I'm not getting all
call a mobile tech.
all in there. Not happening.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We hope you like this one. Hope you get.
Don't forget. Tell me what kind of toilet paper you use.
Yep. We use the Scott's and it's done well for us.
I know what you use. I'm asking them to tell
I
me what they
you do.
use.
You use Walmart stuff, so but they've worked well. So some people use regular toilet paper.
I know we have some in there, but you don't want to try it out.
Yep. So
He's scared.
Yeah. So, but they say you can use it. So anyway, please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Even though she's mean as hell, I'm nice.
Again.
Mean, and I feel for me. Feel for me.
No, it's the other way around.
What are we doing for dinner? It's dinner time. We gotta cook dinner. Anyway,
I got like Italian sausage to like butterfly and do on the Blackstone when I pick up some onion and peppers.
Ooh, sexy. All right, folks.
Sexy. Dinner's not sexy. Dinner's good.
We're going from talking about
to eating.
Anyway.
Welcome to our life.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.